All right. So today there are two things I would like to discuss for us to discuss. One was last week I think it was just the three of us. It was Allison, Beata, and myself. And we went into all the possibilities available for our little small works, our online bazaar. And we narrowed it down to Amazon and Saatchi art. I created a post. I don't know if you read it, but I posted our video, and I also listed all the other options: Etsy, Shopify. So Etsy, Shopify, Amazon, Saatchi, and then ultimately just selling it in our own individual stores, websites, you know. So we were hoping to make a decision. I listed the pros and the cons. Maybe you could take a minute to read everything right now, just to get a sense of.
Okay, it's on our Facebook page. Let me open up.
Let me see
my computer.
I can, if anyone wants to read, I'll just tag you.
Yeah.
So
can I just add into the mix? Maybe Fine Art America might be another place that we could consider using.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So we just need to decide so that we can proceed. And I don't want to list everything all over again. I've listed all the pros and the cons.
Okay.
In the post. So let me find the post and then and tag you all. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing, I posted a video on Saturday. Something came through my inbox and I thought it was just brilliant.
I agree.
Oh, you've watched it? Good.
Yeah.
Okay. It was so brilliant because I know I've struggled with ways to communicate what I do, what I'm passionate about, blah, 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 story, etc., in a way that relates to the audience. And it's been a struggle. But this Rich, his name is Rich, Rich showed how we can take our story, we can take our strengths, our gifts, whatever it is, and communicate it in such a way that really speaks to our audience. I just thought it was brilliant. So I was hoping, maybe we won't do it today, but I was hoping we could all, you know, together help each other craft these really compelling, incredible bios or introductions. So
there's only basically 3 questions that he asks. So if we all of us write in the chat the answers to the 3 questions, it's only 3 questions, isn't it? And then if we read each other's questions and just comment how we would approach that, and then that comes back to the individual to decide how they're going to take it forward with his. I mean, I think he was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I paid for an hour of his time to tell me what to do.
Yeah, he is brilliant. Yes, let me just. So yeah. Okay, so I've tagged you, Michelle. Does anybody else want to see the post?
I read it.
You read it. Okay.
I listened this morning to the video. I had more than one thing going at a time, so I wasn't able to give it my full attention, but it does sound very interesting, and I think Allison's comment that we should write these things on the page would be helpful, as it would take a long time for each of us to process it as the group.
That's true.
Live.
That's true. And maybe we could all write during the week, and then Friday just have a brief discussion, because, you know, there's always something someone else can see which we can't see.
Yes.
for ourselves, and having a conversation about it is always helpful. So we could take our time, and I'll create a thread where we can all answer the questions and begin the discussion.
Sure.
Okay, wonderful. Um, so yes, today we we need to decide on how to move forward with the the holiday event, and then anything else. The floor is open.
Well, I'm going to go first because you always make me go first, so I'm going to go first.
Yes.
I'm planning to. Our office has been out of service because my husband's had it redecorated. So tonight, when he gets back, any minute now, we are going to scan all my 31 drawings in, and I'm going to load them up onto our page.
Mhm.
I've taken photographs of them. I don't know if I can. I basically took them and sort of fanned them out like that.
Mhm.
With the whole lot, and then I took a photograph of them, and I was planning to put that on Instagram and on my Facebook account saying, oh, look what's coming.
Mhm.
So I'm hoping to get my page done, my folder within our page done by the end of tomorrow.
Okay. Just for everyone to, if you could just, okay, I'll just say we talked about creating individual albums in
That's
the
the
Facebook group so that we wouldn't have things all over the place. So
Oh, okay.
we just continue whatever we want to post in our albums. It'll just be in our albums. That way, somebody clicks on your album, they can see all your work, all your posts, your studio, your videos, whatever it is, and then it'll keep things streamlined. So that's what Allison is talking about.
Yeah, sorry. And I have made everybody here an admin of some. I don't know why. Tried to set everybody up exactly the same, but for some reason it wouldn't allow me to. But everybody has admin rights, so anybody can go in and post whenever they want. I did think also what might be a good idea is that if we were to post daily on both Instagram and Facebook with one of the items out of people's albums.
Okay.
I mean, that might be quite a nice. I mean, I don't know. So it was just a thought.
So, clarity. Are we going to have a group Instagram site? Is that it? You all were coming up with a name, I gather.
I couldn't find a way to have a group Instagram account, and I was going to ask. I did ask Camilla. Are you there, Camilla? Are you chopping onions? She's not listening. She's the expert when it comes to Instagram. So when she comes back on the call, we can ask her.
Here.
Hi.
Hi.
Is it possible for us to have a group Instagram or not?
No, I think the only way to do it is that we just create one and agree on a password, and then we can all access it. And then you can easily switch between that and your normal account on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Would you like to be responsible for that, Camilla?
I'm not really. I can create a group, but for now, I'm not even sure if I'm joining. I'm kind of. I think I'm gonna have to wait and see. I have to finish my commissions before I can focus on doing more things. Because I find myself. I really wanted to finish one of the commissions last week, and I didn't because I do all of other stuff. So right now, I just have to get these commissions done, and that's it. And before I'm gonna work on the other things on my business. So I'm not gonna join you for now, but I'm probably gonna join you later.
Yeah.
But I can create a group if we just agree on a name and a password. It doesn't really. Well, it's just for us.
PC
So
Salon makes most sense, doesn't it?
PC Salon, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And and maybe just the same as a password, or because it's just going to be us posting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't, you weren't on the call at the time, Camilla, but it was kind of decided that we'd run this as a practice run, and if this really works, or if we're able to make this get some momentum, that we would continue to do this, have 2 or 3 launches a year of different things, like Valentine's, Easter, whatever. So you haven't missed the boat. As I know Mary is also tied up and can't do anything. So we're not going to leave you behind, honest.
Could anyone find a profile picture I can post?
That's Shirley's department.
Yeah, if Shirley will give me a picture for the profile, then I can I can create it.
I'll post a picture of paint brushes or something.
Yeah,
post something.
That's great. Just we can always change it. Just something for now.
Yeah,
that would be great.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I'm gonna research it a little bit more, but I think it's the only way to do it. I think that's the way companies do it also. I think they just have the password access.
I am still waiting to hear back from PayPal, though, to see whether or not there's anything that they can do for us, but I have a feeling that it's going to be that business option, which is going to be expensive.
Yeah.
And I don't
Let me ask one question before we continue. Does everyone have a website and a store?
No.
Okay.
A website and a what? Store?
A store, yes.
I don't have a store.
Okay.
Yeah, I have.
Then we may as well have it. We need a store.
Do you have a PayPal account, Michelle?
Yes, that I have.
Okay.
Have you not linked that to your website?
Pardon me? Have I not
linked it to your website?
No, not yet.
My husband and I have had trouble with doing that, so I haven't done that either. I'm working on it.
Okay, and we need a group.
But I have a
store. You have to have a group store.
As soon as PayPal come back to me, I will let you know what they say.
Okay.
So then we still need to decide on the store where we're going to have the store.
Yeah. Well, at the moment, it's Saatchi, Amazon, Fine Art America might be. It just occurred to me this evening that Fine Art America might be a way of us moving forward, and still waiting to hear from PayPal.
Fine Art America also is like a monthly fee situation and less expensive if you do it for a year at a time, I think.
I've never paid them, and I've been a Fine Art America member for years.
Really? I thought that was a paid site.
I did too.
I've never paid them a penny.
Also registered, but I didn't pay anything.
Okay. Maybe there's a minimum way to get in, and then if you want pages or to have more, maybe you pay them a fee then.
Possibly. I will check out Fine Art America.
So is there an option for a group experience in Fine Art America?
I don't know.
Okay, I haven't even looked there. So
yeah. It just literally occurred to me about half an hour ago.
Okay, so should we say we'll come with a final? Because again, it was just 3 of us on Friday, so we'll have a final decision on Friday.
Yeah.
So that all of us can, do. I'll post whatever I have to post, but so that we can all do our due diligence and agree on a central location, and then Friday we can commit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Getting you the image. Okay. Alison, is there anything else?
Only that I sold 3 paintings.
Yes, I saw that. Congratulations.
Congratulations. That's very good.
That is so exciting.
Oh, it's really wonderful. Even more wonderful. His ex-wife bought him these paintings just before she left him.
Whoa!
Oh,
And
interesting.
his mother liked them so much that he wanted to, she's apparently nagged him for ages to come and find me to buy them some for his sister. So he bought a pair for his sister and then a small one for him.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
And at 2:00 this morning, I was still awake because I have a friend, or a loose friend, somebody my children were at school with, a mother at school, who contacted me to say, would I be interested in doing an abstract piece of London for some clients?
Oh.
So I wrote back and said, yeah, absolutely, no problem at all. She wanted to know prices. And I said, well, for the size that you want, my prices would start for £1,000 unframed.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, framing and all the rest of it. And, you know, whether you want it in oil or acrylic, or, you know, all those kind of things would have to be discussed, colour, whatever. And she came back first thing this morning, said, thanks very much for getting in touch with me so quickly. I'm seeing the clients today. I will find out all that information. I'll get back to you.
Wonderful.
Fantastic.
So fingers crossed, everything
Yeah.
crossed. So
That's wonderful.
that's wonderful. I do have some horrible stuff going on that I would really, really appreciate. And I don't want to take up too much time with this because I realise I'm the first on the call, so I don't want to take up too much time. But I'm going to this conference a week on Wednesday. Johnny Hates Marketing.
Yeah.
Right.
And on Tuesday of last week, he has a group call on a Tuesday evening, and the title of the call was "Are you fit enough to run your business?" And I must admit, I just thought, oh, does that mean you're financially fit? Is your head in the right space? I mean, I didn't really think about it. And the call started, and he started talking about how he'd become a vegetarian and then a vegan, and how he's got a bike in his living room, and he does a bit of weights, and he does this, and he hates exercise, and blah, 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 blah. And then he brought on this health and fitness expert who talked about how we need to look after our bodies, in order that we're around for our families. Fair enough. Then they connected with a guy that lives in Indonesia, who's on the call, who frankly looks as if he's on death's door, looks as if a steak and a pint of Guinness would actually make him healthy. And they called on a couple of other people, and then they called on me, and they wanted to know, the question was, what do you do to look after your physical health? To which I answered, not as much as I would like, because I'm currently suffering from sciatica that makes life very difficult, and I've put on quite a bit of weight because of it. But that I also don't eat wheat. And I was asked why, and I said because we have celiac disease in the family. At which point somebody got online and said, the health of your family has nothing to do with your health, and you need to look at this, 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 and this. At which point I just muted the call, because I just thought, actually, I'm being attacked because I'm overweight and everybody else is not. So I'm now going to this conference. I'm now dreading it. I was looking forward to it. My husband's furious. Quite a few of my friends I've told are furious. So what I'm looking for is when anybody makes a dig about the fact that I'm overweight, and I know I'm overweight, it's next year's project. What do I say? One-liners, please. You don't have to answer now. Chuck it in the group chat. My husband is saying that what I need to say is, I'm sorry, did I misunderstand? I thought this was a marketing conference, not a health conference.
That's good.
Yeah.
And another one that a friend of mine came up with and said, oh, well, the sooner I die, the sooner my value of my work will go up.
Oh. Oh, that's
I also suffer from IBS, and I haven't had an attack of IBS for months, probably almost a year, and I've had it ever since.
Yeah.
It's upset me so much. So how dare you judge me based on the fact that I'm overweight? You know nothing about why I'm here and why I'm this weight.
Yeah.
They really can't. They can't do that, and they don't understand it. That you have to take everybody exactly where they're at. And all you can do is make those choices for yourself. You cannot make them for anybody else.
That's
No.
right.
But an awful lot of people, particularly men, like to make women like me feel as if we're lesser human beings because
Yeah.
why aren't you trim and nice for your husband?
Yeah.
That and age. And age.
So any one-liners you come up with, ladies, I'd really appreciate it.
I would say you signed up for a business marketing course. You didn't come to them for your health.
That's right.
So it's nobody's business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
You're going to have to steel yourself because
Yeah.
you know, you have to feel good on your own here. You have to go in knowing you're exactly where you're supposed to be, exactly as you were supposed to be, and there's no possible way that whatever they have to say has any merit. You know, they live their own life. They can only make choices for themselves. Period.
Yeah. I throw that one at them as well if there's
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You know, I feel my comeback would be too nasty.
Well, I know what's gone through my head.
We don't want to hear it.
Mind your own.
Well, no. I'll put it on. I'm in a public place. I'll put it online. You know, but that's.
Oh boy.
Okay, who's next?
So when is this conference again, Alison?
It's a week on Wednesday.
A week on Wednesday. Okay. So we'll be here if there's anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'll see you on the Monday.
Oh, now I'm not hearing anyone.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll be doubled over in pain. I'll see you on Friday, hopefully not in a better mood.
And if you have to call us during the conference, call us.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, and I'll put you up on screen in the room so you can all say to them, mind your own business.
Here's what you can do with your opinion.
They don't know me. I mean, you guys know me far better than they know me, and you guys don't really know me.
Yes, we do.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have an idea of what I'm like.
That's right.
Fat, middle-aged, bottle blonde.
No. That's not all of you. There's more to you.
Amen.
That's just the surface.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, enough of me then. On to the next person.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Beata, do you have anything you would like to?
Me? I read the book of Corey Huff's online marketing, how to sell your art online book, and he recommended to visit at least 20 to 30 artists' websites and check what you like on these websites. So I started. I've already visited some 23.
Thank you.
Websites, and I think that's a really good exercise to collect those things what you really like on the websites, and I prepare some kind of remarks for myself what I'm going to use later. So that's what I'm doing. And I also checked the Amazon website for sellers. And I realized that there's a $40 per month fee if you would like to sell. Not as if you sell as an individual, in that case you don't need to pay. But if you sell as a professional, in that case you need to pay $40 monthly. They require to give your credit card number because if there is any kind of refund for the buyer, they're going to charge you immediately with the amount. And there's some additional fees, but I did not register, and it's not 100% clear what type of fees they would use for art, because there are several categories, and if I understood well, art would go to the home and garden category, I guess. I'm not sure because there was no art category.
Okay.
And in that case, they would use 15% additional charge.
So it's looking more and more like the easiest thing to do is to direct people to our intercontinental site, and then from that back out to our individual websites.
Yes, probably. I think so.
I think it's certainly going to be the cheapest way of doing it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm curious. I don't think we'll be going with Amazon, but I know Amazon like is specific to each country. So is this Amazon Turkey?
That's Amazon.com. So that's not the UK or German.
Not the UK or okay.
Amazon.com.
Okay. So that's like the international.
That's the international.
Okay. So we'll continue to look into these things and come up with a decision.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have had my husband and my son both trying to see if they can find another option, but they haven't come up with anything either.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
It
right.
can be figured. But we can try to check Sachi, for example, or Fine Art America.
Yeah, Fine Art America, I'd be interested to find out what we can do with them. Saatchi, they charge quite a lot though, don't they? 30%?
30%.
Yes.
Yeah. I put that in the notes.
So,
okay, so we'll continue to research.
yeah.
So Beata, have you? So as you were looking through these artists' websites, did you find any that you were very inspiring that you would like to emulate?
First of all, I think that's a very good idea that a lot of artists have their social following buttons in the footer, but I don't, for example. It's also very good if you have testimonials on the first page.
That does remind me that I keep meaning to ask you guys, if you're on LinkedIn or if you've got a website, if you want to share those things, and we all write testimonials for each other, because it shoves up our rankings.
That'd be good.
That's
okay.
Good.
And I noticed a friend of mine just the other day did it for me on Facebook as well. I didn't even know that you could do it. So we all need to do that for each other.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
that's a great
idea. So the testimonials are really good, and I liked quotes. Some of the quotes are really inspiring. So if I can find the right quote for my art, I think that can be an added value for the site.
Okay. So this sounds like a plan, you know.
Yes.
Sounds like a plan.
So here I am. So I am going to photograph my art to create the Facebook album.
Okay. Okay. Well, girl, you're on your way.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. Camilla isn't here, so Marianne.
I think she's cooking those onions.
Yes. Would you like to tell us how's it going with your commission and stuff?
It's going all right. I've got 2 paintings that actually I need to have done by Friday or Saturday of this week. And I've been given an example of something this person likes, and I informed them that I wouldn't copy it. So I ended up going to the library and getting resource material on buffalo. Most of it's brown buffalo, and they want a white buffalo. So it's an interesting shift in how to paint, and they've got a very bright color palette that's going. Their whole office is going to be white. And I was told by the designer it's going to be a white envelope with some citrus green colored chairs and a few brightly colored pillows that have multicolor on them. I mean, she's an interesting woman. The woman whose office this is, she's an American Indian, born on a reservation in North Dakota. That's part of the reason the white buffalo is of importance to her. And I couldn't tell you exactly what that symbolizes, but I know it's a power symbol and a healing kind of mystical, spiritual symbol. So, of course, I was excited to do it. And while we were talking, she said, "Have you ever read the book Big Magic?" And I just smiled and thought, well, actually, yes. We've all kind of looked at that book recently. So I had it down. I downloaded the audio version back in June or May, and I put it up again and have been listening to it as I paint. And again, I'm reminded how powerful that book is.
Yeah.
So I'm just trusting that I'll be led to create what it is that she will like. She's a real powerhouse individual. You can tell. She's tall and thin and is the volleyball coach at the local high school in a town out a little distance from me. She's the girls' volleyball coach. And she's been planning this program, this new business for the last 3 years. And I have a feeling that her mother-in-law is a major investor. This is going to be a medical aesthetics studio where they do all kinds of things to help women look better, feel better. And her office will have this vision of this white buffalo. So this, very strong connection to her.
This is fascinating.
Anyways, this is progressing well, and I have been receiving a little bit of pressure from my sweetheart to be ready to travel as soon as I get done with this. But I have agreed to work for my mentor next week sometime on some project that he's getting done quickly by the 27th of November. So I'm really jumping to help other people for the next 2 weeks at least. I think that I will be able to come up with something small to sell. I've got an idea that appeals to me, but it's sort of stepping back into realism a little bit. I like to paint feathers, and I like birds and things like that, and I might do small pieces that have something to do with that. We'll see how it goes, but I think that's an idea I could enjoy and do almost in my spare time while watching TV or, something that would at least give me something to sell.
Yeah.
Other than that, I sold one of the pieces that you all saw recently, got sold through the designer fairly quickly, the gallery. And I noticed that the one that sold was the one that I thought was the best design, which was totally natural. It wasn't planned, but it was, of all 4 of them, it was the best one. And of course it went quickly. So there's, positive feedback on what to try for. It had the most empty space in it. Just a reminder to keep it simple. So far so good. That's where I'm at. And I'll try to figure out the layout, what it is with PayPal that can allow people to pay me through that. I have it, and I knew that information, but it was months ago that I looked at it. So I will try to reacquaint myself with how people can pay me through PayPal. And I'll go back to the LinkedIn. I've never really worked LinkedIn, though I have a lot of people that try to contact me through that. I need to rewrite the information about myself, probably put a few pictures up, do something to activate it in a better way. Well, I'll look into that since we're going to try to do something for each other in that fashion.
Okay.
I will say from listening to my older son, who works in sales and marketing, LinkedIn is the professional way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it comes
I
to
get that impression.
yeah, especially if we want to deal with company
Business.
interior designers, and it's
Yeah.
through LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Instagram and Facebook are more for the audience, but then LinkedIn is when we want to present
Right.
ourselves professionally.
I haven't worked it mostly because I've been afraid. Well, it's one of those, I'm afraid for them to ask me to do something. It's kind of like when this project came up, I'm sort of surprised I dropped everything to do this. And yet I step back into what is I enjoy and also is a comfortable challenge um, to assess. This is one of my strengths, to assess what someone is asking for
Mhm.
and ask the right questions to get to the desired result. That's one of my strengths.
Mhm.
So it's fun to get to use it again.
Yeah, yeah, that's that's wonderful. And I'm sure the exercise will help put a strong bio together. So,
It's like putting grease in the wheels again. You know,
mhm.
it's very good for me. It's like working out after not working out. You realize you needed this badly just to get some fresh air in. I needed this. So
Yeah.
So
that's
something's just occurred to me that if we answer these 3 questions that Rich Lapin on that video, that will actually give us all the material to be able to help write testimonials for each other.
Absolutely.
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
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 I
Yeah.
actually have in the email there were some questions. He's outlined everything, so I'll create a new post with the video again and the questions and everything, and then we can all
Okay.
post beneath that. So wonderful. Okay, well, good luck.
Thanks.
Mhm. All right, thank you, Marianne.
Uh-huh.
So, Michelle, it's your turn.
Yes, hi. I apologize. There's a lot of traffic because here in the States it's Veterans Day, and a lot of people in Washington do have the day off, and they're coming around and they're actually looking at art. Knock on wood, they'll actually buy. But I've been working away on the small ones. I did get great feedback on on the 2 hotel commissions. They were ecstatic.
Oh,
Super.
Their words, not mine, which was
Super.
great
that's
because
wonderful.
I wasn't, you know how when you let something go that you know they'd be happy with, but you're still not quite sure.
Yes.
That's how I felt.
Mhm.
And so it was great that they were happy with it. And
Mhm.
she said that she will keep me in mind for future projects, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
And maybe since she approached me through a gallery and he had told me that her word was ecstatic, and then she wrote me a lovely thank you. Um, maybe he will keep me in mind too. I don't know. I did end up renewing my um, the hosting fee to my old host, and so I felt too pressured to get it all done on Bluehost before, so I just went ahead and paid the fee because today was the deadline, and I have to revisit that and get my go back to my website at some point in the future. But in the meantime, I'm just plugging away. I really am committed to taking that course, Allison, and his Nicholas Wilton's philosophy is if you do good art, the business will come. Now we know that that's the antithesis of what Alexis has said, but
Okay.
somewhere in between those two is the place I want to be. And I feel like when I feel better about the work I'm producing, I will feel more comfortable doing all the things that we've gained in the course. And right now I'm not feeling real happy about a lot of what I did, but the whole point is staying in action, which is the part that I always stress in that course that I'm trying to do. and and so I just have to stay in action. And I must say that I've done more painting in the last 2 weeks than I have for quite a long time. Other than, well, I should say the last month than I had for quite a long time, at least during the duration that we were in Alexis's course. And it's true, the more you do and you can keep that open mind and not be judgmental, it's led me in some very strange corners, but that's okay. But that's about it right now. So I feel so behind, and yet I realize that most of this is what I'm doing to myself. It's not that there's, but you know, and I do have 31 pieces, so
Yeah.
But that's it.
Okay.
Did you, Michelle, sign up for his monthly mentoring thing?
No, I signed up for the academy. I don't know about the monthly mentoring.
Is that $30 a month or whatever it is?
The $37 a month. I did sign up for that.
Yeah. What? I've kind of lost my way on that. Is there something that comes out all the time, or how does it work?
Yes. He have you gone to the website?
I've paid, I've joined, but I've just kind of
Yeah.
Okay, if you go to the website and they have you log in and there's content, and each and every, like, they have every Tuesday, the first Tuesday of the month, there's new content every Tuesday, and I think the first Tuesday of the month is all about a course. Like this month it was Procreate. Have you heard of that program? Any of you who have iPads? It's a great program, and I already had it on my iPad. I don't have the updated iPad with the the pencil and the ability to really use. I just use it with the stylus. For roughly, you can, it's like iDoodle, but more detailed. It's better than, for me, it's more user-friendly than Photoshop. But it's a great way to take your painting and where you get stuck to take a photograph of it and start working with it and trying different things rather than wasting it away in paint. And a friend of mine who was a visiting artist here, she actually lives in Vermont, Corliss Barkey, actually does whole paintings digitally that are super refined. I mean, she's a representational painter, and I'm sorry, I'm looking at my bookshelves to see if I can find the book, because she had I bought a book that she was featured in, as well as some other digital artists who do almost all their work online. And if I did that, I wouldn't be adverse to actually having those be printed, rather than printing any of my originals, because I just have a mindset about not printing my originals if I haven't intended them to be printed, even though I know I own the rights to do that. It's just I feel like, for full disclosure, I should let people know when they buy a piece that I intend to do it digitally, and that's just my values. I just I know I'm well within my legal means, but regardless, I just feel like I should, full disclosure. So take a look at it for those of you who joined the academy, and if you haven't joined the academy and have an iPad, download Procreate. It's phenomenal, a phenomenal program. There's also one called Art Studio, but I actually like Procreate better.
If I have absolutely no experience with iPhones, iPads, I'm an Android person and a PC person, because the guy I'm involved with will only deal with that. He's a crotchety old guy who started out in the beginning and went all one direction, which didn't have anything to do with Apple. So I'm stuck out here as an artist with no Apple experience. Would it be, I mean, how hard would it be for the learning curve if I got an iPad and tried to adapt myself in that direction? Anybody?
I don't think it would be hard. Procreate is really easy. It's fun. So I think the learning curve would be quite minimal. I really do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there are YouTube videos or whatever to tell people how to.
Everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it would be a fun, and Apple is more right-brained oriented. I think you would have fun.
Okay. I might give myself that for Christmas. Who knows?
Okay. Michelle is frozen.
Oh, that is frozen.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Shelley, you go then. What have you got to say?
So I have an assistant.
Yay! All right.
Yeah, on Wednesday in our mastermind with Chris, the group that I'm in, I just blurted it out. I was like, I can't do this anymore. And she was like, oh, my virtual assistant is brilliant. So talk to her. So I interviewed her on Friday. I think we're both in love with each other. So
Long may that last.
well, fingers crossed. So she sent me the contract. I've signed it, and we're going to have our first meeting today to set things in motion.
So are you meeting face to face?
No, on Skype.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in Canada. But I'm feeling I feel like the weight of the world has been lifted, and I realized old habits will never die. I think I've written about 5 pages of notes for her already.
Wow.
As I was doing Rich's exercise, I was thinking about the dark side of my gifts. And
Yeah.
I have the ability to absorb so much information. I love it, but I was reminded that it's not everyone who can take in, the same amount of excitement and information all at the same time, so. Yeah. Oh, Michelle, you're back.
Yeah, I apologize. My battery ran dead. I kept on running back and forth to hook it on, but then my reception would be lousy, and so my battery died.
Oh, no problem. No problem. I just started, but is there anything you want to wrap?
No, go ahead. Please continue.
Okay. So I was telling everyone that I have a new assistant. So
fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. So yes, I'm meeting her today at 11, and I've told her that between now and the end of the year, I just want to focus on selling art. All efforts are going to be focused on selling art, and then based on how it goes, if we're still in love with each other by the end of the year, then come January we'll lay out the broad foundations and so I'm very, very, very happy and
good.
Feeling very, very optimistic. So yeah, that's what's going on in my world. Is there anything else? Nope. So yeah, I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know how it goes.
Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Excited for you.
Yeah, we had a call on the same day, Wednesday, and you know how much I love this group that I'm in. So we had a meditation with the God. Yeah, we do that all. Our masterminds are full of meditations and stories. It's amazing. So our focus was on Lakshmi because of the Diwali festival of lights. I don't know if you know about that. And so she told us a story, because this is how she works. She'll tell us a story about the archetype or the personality that we're focused on. And then after she tells the story, then we have the meditation. So she told a story about Lakshmi's generosity, very generous goddess, and how she brought prosperity and beauty and, all the things that I love. And in my meditation, it was so clear that I've been blocking my abundance because I haven't been employing anyone. I'm supposed to create jobs and just sit back and be a queen and let everyone else do the work. You know, and create prosperity for others. So I'm feeling very optimistic. Well, I'll let you know how it goes.
Okay.
So,
Very jealous, and I don't do jealous.
well, let's say inspired. So
Yes.
I'm jealous. I want one. I'll get one. Don't worry.
yes, you will.
You
Next
will.
year.
We all will.
We all will. Yeah,
Well,
next year.
Well,
That way I can go for a run while they're doing my work for me.
mhm.
I hadn't even thought about that vision. I had not even thought about putting that in my vision of what the future looked like. But darn, that's a good idea.
It
Yeah,
is a good one.
yeah, it
See
is.
this
Yeah,
person sort of
right.
standing beside me, and then see myself handing things to them to deal with.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Good idea.
Yeah, yeah. I will keep you all posted. So okay.
I've already figured out that I'm going to put an advert in the school where my children went to school, because I know there are lots of mums there that just a day a week, their
Mhm.
their
Yeah.
children in school, they just want to work for one
Yes.
one day a week. It's all they really want to do. Bit of pin money.
Yeah.
So that's my New Year's thing.
Yeah. Lisa, my assistant, she's a ghost writer, a copywriter, and an editor.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, and she has two young children, so she had to quit work. You know, so she's using her skills to be able to work at home.
Mm.
You know, so okay. So two things. Let's all. I'll post as much as I can towards research. For research towards a collective store, if that's what we're going for. And then two, if we can all answer the 4 questions from Rich, and then we can all chime in, and then on Friday we can just wrap it up.
Okay.
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 Sounds good.
So have a wonderful week.
Thank you. You
You
too.
too.
You too.
Sell lots of paintings.
Yeah.
You too.
Take
I
care.
hope so. Thank you.
Take care.
Cheers.
Bye.
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 Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.